Is there a cure for COPD? Well, hear me out and stay with me and let me show you if it's possible to, I wouldn't say cure, but it's possible for you to live with or without COPD and with the outcome of freedom to breathe easily and freely. There is a way of doing it. Let me share with you what can be done there. And then from there, you make up your own mind as to the possibilities. So COPD is chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. It's a form of lung damage which has happened with possibly with emphysema or TB, tuberculosis, bronchitis, asthma. So these problems happen and the lungs get damaged and a lot of tissues get destroyed. So I'm going to share with you the 7 steps to restore and repair lung tissues. I'm Alan Warnitz. I'm a nutrition expert. I help people restore their health with nutrition and supplements and live a better quality of life as a result of that. I've had asthma for 35 years. So in the 35 years, I've tried everything. All the solutions for asthma I have tried. I've tried medications, I've tried expectorants, I've tried herbal, homeopathic, yoga, you name it, I have tried all of that. What tends to happen when you stop taking the medication, the asthma comes back. And if I take the medication, the asthma goes. So I was controlling the asthma and I wasn't happy with that. And 25 years ago, I found a solution for that, which I share. In other words, I wrote a book on how to live asthma-free. And I will share quickly with you because emphysema is after asthma. So first of all, you have to get rid of all the things that make the body have asthma, which means blocked lungs and constricted lungs. So there's 2 things that happen. So number 1 of the 7 steps is you clear the lungs of excess mucus. Mucus acts like a plug. If you've got excessive amount of mucus from allergies and inflammations, that mucus blocks your lungs, so it makes it difficult to breathe. So if you ever want to clear up the lungs and you want to breathe a little bit more freely, you have to clear up the mucus. And that was my main discovery on how to clear the mucus. So it was a combination of vitamin B5, which was about 250 milligrams to 500 milligrams. Higher doses of 500 milligrams is when the case is very, very high. There's a lot of mucus and you want to remove it as fast as possible. It takes 2 to 3 days to loosen the mucus, makes it less thick, make it less sticky, and it's easy to cough out. Vitamin C, 2,000 to 4,000 milligrams. Omega-3, 2,000 milligrams. Why omega-3? Because it makes steroids. Because mucus is removed with nebulizer. So the medical side is you use nebulizer with cortisol and expectorants or NAC. These are the normal ways of doing it. This is feeding the adrenal glands to make the steroids, to make the cortisol. Omega-3, 2,000 milligrams, so that's the oil that you need to make the steroids, and a B complex of 25 milligrams. You take this combination, that's my experience. Within 2-3 days, mucus gets loose, mucus gets less sticky, and it's easy to cough out. When you try this, give it 2 to 3 days, and you find you start removing. So if you've got asthma, you do this. If you've got emphysema, same thing. You have to clear your lungs of mucus. That's your first step. Step number 2, you need to relax the nerves to reduce the spasms. It's the spasms that constricts the nerves. So if you're nervous, the nerves gets constricted and it blocks the passage of air. So that's another way of, this is very common with asthma and where you use the asthma pump. You see the difference here is mucus, you use nebulizer, and here you use the asthma pump, which is called a bronchodilator, to relax the nerves with a chemical, with medicine. So there's a way of relaxing the nerves naturally, which is calcium, magnesium, potassium in a soluble form, not in tablet form. You need to have it in soluble form. The calcium, magnesium, potassium feeds the nerves, relaxes the nerves, and relaxes obviously the lungs if they are constricted. 2 ways. All right. So now you've cleared the lungs of mucus and there's no constriction now. So now you are more at ease of breathing. And if you've got asthma only, these are the 2 things that will get rid of your asthma. And I've written on it. You can go to my channel. In my YouTube channel, you will find information on asthma, which I give more detail on that. Step number 3 is vitamin E, 800 international units of vitamin E. What vitamin E does, it helps the body utilize oxygen well. So if you don't have enough oxygen in your blood and you've got vitamin E, that oxygen does not get wasted. So it prevents the waste of oxygen. So I say better oxygen usage. So vitamin E does that. A story with vitamin E is you've got divers. When divers take vitamin E, they can stay underwater much longer. If you can dive and stay underwater for 2 minutes, you take vitamin E, you can stay for 3-4 minutes because it helps the body utilize more oxygen in the blood. Number 4, vitamin A and D. Vitamin A and D helps to lubricate the lung passage, and it's also D. Vitamin D is also important for the immune system, to build your immune system. So if you've got lung damage and you've got unrelaxed nerve, sometimes the immune system is low, which can also produce inflammation. So that will help with the immune system and the inflammation. Vitamin D, recommended at least 10,000 IUs a day, or up to 50,000 a week to 70,000 a week during that period here, during the acute times. Or go to sunlight, go into the sunlight and help your body make vitamin D, but might not be enough, so supplementation will be needed. Step number 5, this is the aha moment that I had, that I've been sharing with people, because when I was helping people with asthma, they were asking me, I've got COPD, what to do? I didn't know what to say. It was only recently that I found out about this very special copper peptide. It's called the GHK-Cu, glycine, histidine, and lysine bonded with copper. When you take a copper peptide, it has been found and that was discovered in 1973 by Dr. Lauren Pickard. When he discovered that, he found out that it actually activates and switches on the fibroblasts to regulate new lung tissue, to regenerate new lung tissue. It takes time, it takes about a year, but it does that. So here's the thing. So I started, is there a cure for COPD? Look, if you can get the copper peptide, if you raise the levels of your copper peptide, if you are 50 years or 60 years old, your levels of copper peptide are too low, which means the body does not respond. So what you want is, you want a level of copper peptide which you raise to the same level as you were when you were 20, 30 years old. When that is at that level, the body has a response. It responds. It takes action. And the action it takes is it activates, it switches on the fibroblast. The fibroblast is a cell inside your lungs which manufactures new tissues. So it will manufacture new lung tissue. That's how your lung tissues gets regenerated when you're young. So as you're young, your lung tissues are regenerated because the fibroblasts are working. As you get older, the copper peptide in your blood drops and drops and drops and drops. So the fibroblasts are switching off, switching off, switching off. Now, if you've got more and more toxins coming into your lungs through smoking or toxins that you breathe in, then the fibroblast is not enough to regenerate the lung tissues. So your lung tissues just degenerate as time goes. Now, when you raise the copper peptide, then that activation happens as if you're 20 or 30-year-old. New lung tissue gets made. And as you get older, it will take longer time. Don't expect it 2-3 months to see miracles. First of all, you have to fix this first. You have to fix the passage of air and all of that. And when you get there, allow it for at least 6 months to 1 year to raise the copper peptide back to your levels, and then allow the lung tissues to be repaired. And there are enough stories that I've seen where people were on oxygen and have come off oxygen, and a lot of other benefits have come from copper peptide. There's more information on copper peptide. It not only restores fibroblasts, it helps in other areas of your body. It helps make collagen. So going down to step number 6 for collagen, you need lysine, proline, and glycine, and vitamin C to produce new collagen for the fibroblasts. So the fibroblast makes new tissue which uses collagen. So your lung tissues is made from collagen. So you have to provide the nutrients to make collagen. So you can't just put copper peptide without the collagen. So it's copper peptide with the lysine, proline, and glycine, and vitamin C, which produces new collagen for the fibroblasts. So this is your combination here. And at 7th step, you can also go and do infrared therapy. You can have masks, or you've got infrared light which you can put on the lungs. It's a little bit cumbersome, but it works, and it helps to activate the copper peptide. So when you have the infrared hitting your skin, there are cells inside your skin that will go and make copper peptide. So you can have copper peptide that you can take in supplement form, which is available on the market, or you can also add infrared, which helps the body make the copper peptide, as long as you provide the amino acids, glycine, histidine, and lysine, which comes from your diet, from proteins. So these are the 7 steps that, if you follow, will bring you into a better condition where you can breathe easily and freely. Because if you clear your lungs of mucus and you relax your nerves, that's already one step that you've cleared your lungs. If you're on oxygen, you do all these other steps here and you repair, and within months, 6 months to a year, you should be free of oxygen if you do this properly. Now, if you're not sure how to do it, I offer a 30-minute health consultation on Zoom. You can book it. Go to the link and find the link to book the session. And there'll be a time set, and I will meet with you and I will guide you on how to do it. I'll go over the amounts that you need to do. I will prepare you on these things. I will look at your diet. Normally there's junk foods, we have to readjust certain things, maybe there's things you don't know. So I teach you and I give you nutritional information as well that actually enables you to do this so that you can also experience the relief of lungs that are clearer, breathe easily, and if you're oxygen, hopefully you can be off oxygen like I've seen other people happen. I can't promise you it will happen, it's really dependent on you, but if you work with me, it could happen. So subscribe to my channel as well, because I give you a lot of health tips. My channel, there's a lot of other information on not only COPD, on asthma and all other health issues which I help. I thank you for listening and I hope to meet you soon, and we take it from there. Thank you.